Welcome to the Tambellini Group's new video series on the new normal in higher education. I'm Katelyn Ilkani.
Hi everybody, I'm Raechelle Clemmons.
Ray and I are going to be discussing recruiting with you today. Every week we're going to pick a new topic to delve into some of the hottest data points and our predictions about what we might be seeing in the future on these topics. And today it's recruiting. So Ray, what data have we seen emerge that might be interesting for our audience?
So I think in the last week or so, we've seen a couple of things. We've seen some polls of high school seniors, and 20 to 25% of those seniors have said that they're likely to either defer their admissions in the fall or go part-time. And then we saw the American Council of Education come out, which is ACE, and say that they're predicting that there will be a 15% decline in on-campus enrollments in the fall.
So this clearly puts a lot of pressure on recruiting to try to get students in the door. So tell us about how institutions are changing their practices for the fall term.
So I think we can categorize them in three buckets. They're changing their processes. So they're doing things like extending their deadlines. They are going test optional, in part because they have to. A lot of students can't test right now. They are incentivizing students as part of the second bucket. So we've seen a couple of notable institutions come out and say that they're going to pay 100% or cover 100% of tuition for the incoming class. SNHU is one of them. We've seen Davidson come out and say that they will offer students the ability to defer their tuition for a whole year for the fall. And then the third category is really the going virtual with the recruiting practices. So we're seeing technology applied to virtual campus tours, which have gone up significantly, and then like virtual coffee hours and happy hours where students are being paired with faculty or alumni or current students so they can experience the campus that way.
You know, another thing that's happened is that the NACA rules have changed around recruiting. Yes. What does that mean?
So NACA is the Association of Admissions Counselors, and they have some rules about, they do have rules about and standards for recruiting. It used to be that there was sort of a hands-off approach to other institution students, and those rules have gone away. And that's really significant. That was going to hit right now anyway, and colleges were worried that they were going to see more aggressive recruiting practices as competition, but I think that's even more concerning for institutions right now, given the other fears they have about students and enrollment.
So we might see the recruiting gloves coming off.
Yeah, lots of poaching, probably even more incentives, throwing an extra $1,000 of financial aid at a student to get them to come to your institution. Some more aggressive practices are likely.
What other predictions might we make about things to watch for? What do we think we're going to see happening here?
I think we'll see more incentives coming, as the fear of poaching and or the fear of making the class comes. And then I think the really big thing to watch is the use of technology. Virtual campus tours are up, but what we aren't hearing a lot about is the use of AR and VR. And so I have been a long proponent of virtual reality as a way of doing tours. You can do, some low-cost Google VR glasses that you can send students. I think it's going to be a great way to get students to be able to immerse themselves in your campus at low cost if they can't come to your campus because of coronavirus or because there's simply an equity issue and they don't have the luxury of doing a campus tour. And then, big groups aren't going to be a thing for a long time in our future. So self-led, immersive, AR experiences on campus, I think could be really interesting too. So I think some leading schools are going to come out with things like that.
So something to watch for is which schools are the ones that will come out with it, and then does that give them a significant competitive advantage?
Right. I mean, students are they like technology. They're very comfortable with it. They want to go to a place that they feel like has a modern technology experience. So it absolutely could be an advantage.
Thanks, Ray, for all your thoughts today, and we'll be back next week with a new topic.
Thank you.